के छ निजगढको के छ अहिलेको लेटेस्ट के छ व्हाट्स योर टेक अन निजगढ
I don't know what the latest is because it keeps on revolving around.
find
होइन?
out के रहेछ
I believe it's the stay order as now, and I think the government, from what I last heard, the government has actually put up a new committee that is actually researching it, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
होइन? Because the last one did do a sloppy job that everybody knows. होइन? That everybody knows. I mean, many points have already come out in the media. I mean, there was a sloppy job done. Parts of it must be perfect. I mean, some guys will take offense to it because they probably did a good job, होइन? तिनीहरूको आफ्नो पार्टमा. But overall, it was a sloppy job. So a new committee coming out to do proper research on it is not a bad idea, होइन? अब अर्कोतिर के छ भने Nepal is a country of vested interest.
No, of course.
There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, every country probably has it. I mean, we have it a little bit more. It's much more visible, whatever it is. There'll be people who will sit on the street and ask for Nijgadh Airport because they want property prices to go up. There might be people who have bought land. Of course, if I had bought land there, I'd probably object to it and say, चाहियो मलाई भन्नु के चिज गर्ने. अब अर्कोतिर environment side चाहिँ यताउति छ. तर if you look at the broader perspective of why Nijgadh Airport was designed, way back, I think it was in the 70s, I think the plan, that was because that was the time when hub airports were important in the world. Hubs like today,
Singapore,
Singapore, Thailand, Bangkok airport, all these were Istanbul hub airports. Hub airports are slowly vanishing now. The concept of hub airports being big airports is reducing. I don't know. There'll only be a few left in the world. And those will be still important because they're connectors, but the rest of it will not be there. The main design for it was coming because travel from London to Australia needed something in between. And Nepal was considered one of the best places for that to happen by some. किनभने in terms of timings, slightly middle, distances, middle.
Regardless of our Himalayas.
Regardless of the Himalayas. I mean, they're not looking at that. Just looking at the destination as being somewhat central. Timelines मा नि मिल्ने, यताबाट मिल्ने, उताबाट मिल्ने भनेर चाहिँ यहाँ चाहिँ गऱ्यो भने लन्डनबाट यहाँको डिस्टेन्स र यहाँबाट अस्ट्रेलियाको डिस्टेन्स almost similar. अनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ हब बनाउनु चाहिँ sort of important because they didn't have these flights. Now they have the flights. You got a 21-hour flight, 18-hour flight,
bloody all over the place.
18 hours, 21 hours को flights. So the point is we don't need that big. This is designed to be the 4th largest airport in the world.
Nijgadh Airport. I really didn't know that. I had no
so
idea
it's
about
really
that.
huge.
Yeah.
About yes, we can reduce it. Number of runways reduce गरेर भइहाल्यो. Boutique बनाउन सकिन्छ. All of those things are there. And then of course comes the whole environment side of it. I mean the huge corridor like खत्म गर्ने यता गर्ने उता गर्ने रुख काट्ने यताउति. I mean these are all issues that are really really serious. There's no doubt about it. So the question first is, do we need it? Do we need another airport? Yes, we do. No doubts. Kathmanduले त पुग्दै पुग्दैन. There's no doubt about it. Has it to be in the Tarai? Yes. Landing, safety, सबै कुरा तराईमा राम्रो हुन्छ. There's no doubt about it. तराईसित connectivity बढ्दै पनि छ. So तराईमा हुनुपर्छ. I agree with that. Do we need such a large airport? No. मेरोबाट चाहिँ So we don't need that sort of large airport because it doesn't make any sense for us.
Anymore.
अनि what we probably need is more airports. So taking Dhangadhi up into regional airport, Lumbini is already there. Biratnagar into regional airport. That is probably what we need. Connecting up to places like Delhi, Bangkok, whatever, which are already set up hubs. So we don't need that. Hamreima hunu paryo yo भन्ने चाहिँ, I don't agree with that concept. So we don't need a large airport भन्ने चाहिँ agreed. So Nijgadh, can we compress it down? That's also one option. Will the new committee come up with that? Who knows? त्यो त थाहा भएन. So all of these things actually lead me to think that the environment damage aside, जहाँ हामीले airport बनायो भने environment damage हुन्छ. Hopefully we'll not do it where there's a biodiversity preservation thing. So Nijgadh is probably not required. And if the technical guys say not required, I'll be very happy about it. Because I believe in that as well, on that side. How will it play out? Who knows? Nepal's situation, I don't think it plays out by design. Nothing plays out by design. It plays out by chance in Nepal.
Chance and
chance. Everything is chance.
Opportunity.
Opportunity, chance. Who's at the vested interest? Who put more money? के भयो कसो भयो मामा हुने हो देश हैन. It's not moving by design नि.
म धेरै खुसी छु कि पोखरा एयरपोर्ट खुल्दैछ हैन के रे हाम्रो भैरवा खुल्यो भनेर हैन. At least it happened. इट्स डन होइन इट्स बिल्ट बनिसक्यो खुल्दैछ प्लेन आउला नआउला कतिजना मान्छे कतिको कुरा गरेको थियो हामीले 5 मिलियन होइन अघि नै त्यो होला नहोला तर खुल्या छ नि त होइन आई लाइक इट द्याट यो प्रो अन बिल्डिङ मोर एयरपोर्ट्स होइन अब जता बनाए पनि होइन बनाउनु चाहिँ पर्छ कि होइन विदेशमा गएर मेरो माई से अन दिस इज ए बाबा संसारको सबै तेल सबै थोक सबै नेचुरल रिसोर्स खर्च गरेर चाहिँ आफ्नो चाहिँ बनाउने सबै थोक अनि त्यो चाहिँ अब जब हाम्रो पालो आउँछ बनाउनको लागि हाम्रो पालोमा चाहिँ हामीले सबै थोक मिलाउनु पर्ने हरेक एस्पेक्टमा गएर चाहिँ मिलाउँदै जानुपर्ने त होइन त्यो सबै यति स्क्रुटनी चाहिँ किन त भन्ने पनि छ कि एउटा चाहिँ वेन द्याट्स अगेन माई ओपिनियन अन दिस होइन यु बिल्ड एभ्रिथिङ द्याट यु निडेड टु बिल्ड यु क्रिएटेड all the riches for yourself, and now when it's time for us to go ahead and create something in a developing nation, developing nation now, right? Then
blindly go no. This is where I boil down to the whole thing about we can do better.
Exactly.
This is the important part, okay? And I think if we forget that, then we are just blindly developing, and blindly developing is what is happening right now. And so
you feel so?
I really feel so, and I really feel like we are not going anywhere by design. I think it needs to come by design. So even if we are talking about tourism and air connectivity, if you relate that with only tourism, let's forget the people just traveling around as well. Air connectivity is not only tourism. So kasto cha bhandakari we'll have to look at movement, we'll have to look at world trends, we'll have to look at the environment, we'll have to look at where do we want to be? Do we really want 5 million? Or where do we want to be in image? Where do we want to be as a destination? Or are we just opening it up, and just going one direction? So, so creating a design behind. So if somebody argues with me, and says, why do we need an airport? They should actually have a big, nice story to come behind it. Not the argument that others did it, why shouldn't I do it? That's not good enough argument. It should be like, this is the design. This is what we plan, and when we do this, this is what's going to happen, and this is how we're moving forward. Then there's solid reasoning for it.
What I was explaining, what I said right in the beginning, right? We need a notebook, a never-ending notebook, and a never-ending pen. जहाँ गएर चाहिँ the pros लेखिरहने हैन जे बनाउँदाखेरि पनि अथवा जे गर्दा पनि म त बनाउनु त दुर्गी भएर के त I keep saying even before you do anything you write down all the pros because I do that. I write all the pros and all the cons of whatever I do. पहिला प्रोज हेर्छु अनि त्यसपछि कन्स पनि हेर्छु हैन त्यो नहेरिकन त्यो हुँदैन रहेछ हैन
If you love what we are doing, make sure that you subscribe and turn on notification.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.
Thank you very much for watching us on YouTube. Make sure that you also listen to us on Spotify.